Hello all, this is Redneckdigs and more. I've been metal detecting for quite a few years now, but I've only been filming for about 6 months. So I'd like to show you some of the things I've found over the years. Alright, this is a carbide lantern. I've got quite a few of them. Here's another one. They're actually pieces of carbide lanterns. There's another one. Here's another piece of one. There's junk all over them. Here's another piece of one. Let's get them all out of here. These are all the carbide lanterns. I'll get them all out and then I'll show you what I got here. Alright, these are all the pieces of the carbide lanterns that I've found over the years. This one I've actually hit with a shovel. They're not complete. There's pieces missing off all of them. We'll just set those aside for now. Alright, we have a brass hinge. A toy car from I believe it's the 1930s era. It was found in the old coal mining patch that I'm always talking about in my other videos. Another toy truck was found in the same coal mining patch. This bracelet was found in the same coal mining patch. It opens still. It's got some fancy design on it. This is pretty cool. It was found in the same coal mining patch. Maybe a coal miner used it. Lever action to a toy gun. Horseshoe. Another horseshoe. This one maybe was a hand-thrown horseshoe for a game. That's kind of a big horseshoe. Unless it was for a Clydesdale. I believe these are some kind of ink wells. This one's actually got some kind of ink down inside of it that's dried up, or some kind of dried up liquid. But I believe they're ink wells. This is a brass bell. It was found in that coal mining town too. I believe it probably hung on someone's door, and whenever they opened the door, it rang and let somebody know that they were coming. These, I believe, were on the ends of curtain rods. This was used to hold electric wire to the side of the house. This, I'm not sure what these big loops were used for, but I got a couple of them. There's one. There's another big rusty one. There's a smaller sized one. And here's an even smaller, well, a little smaller one. I don't know what they'd have been used for. We'll put them up here, back in there. Old toy gun. Some kid played with that back when he was just a little kid. It says Texas right on the side of it. Here we have all kind of different clock gears. When I show you all this different stuff, you wouldn't believe the amount of trash that I have dug through to find all this different stuff over the course of the last couple years that it took me to find this stuff. But it was worth it. It's a hobby that I enjoy. Alright, here's a pretty big gear. The next size down. Of course, you can see the different size gears and all the different gears. These are all different pieces of pocket watches. This is the outside with the winder still inside on the top of it. This one here's got part of the winder still on top of it. This is the outside frame. This is part of the, I think, part of the main frame of it. This is part of the middle. It's got some gears and stuff, little gears on the back. This one here is actually, this is part of the inside of the gears and stuff. There's little gears on here, you can see. These are all the different inside pieces of a pocket watch. They were all found at different places. Some of them at the same place, but some of them were in different areas and picked up here and there. Alright, this is my button collection. Now, this I don't know anything about. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The great big buttons are World War II buttons. I found those at different sites, but they were old sites. I do know that. The sites that I was digging at, I found a lot of old stuff at each site. But there was two different sites. Two different sites that I was digging, I found old stuff at both sites. And I found those buttons at at those two sites. I found some of those buttons at each site. And they're World War II buttons. This button came from one of those also. It's a plastic button, but it come up with something else I was digging. It's a Navy button. I don't know what it's just plastic. Now, this button was found at the same, it's a pin, at the same site as the World War II buttons. It's a pin, it's a swastika. I don't have anything hateful to, I'm not into all that hateful stuff, but I don't know anything about the pin, but I'm guessing it has ties to one of these buttons, that someone might have brought it back from World War II, maybe a soldier or something. I don't know anything. That's my guess. Someone that was in the war, in World War II, maybe brought this pin back when they were in the war. I don't know anything about this button, but it was found at the same site as these buttons from here to here. Now these buttons from where my finger starts here to here are from the mid 1700s to the early 1800s. These are called flat buttons. Now, two of the buttons are actually flat, this one and this one. The other buttons are round, but that don't mean anything. They're still called flat buttons. They're dated by the shanks on the back of them, by the way that they're made. And I looked them up and looked the date up from the way the shanks are made on the back of them, and that's how I found out the dates. They're from the mid 1700s to the early 1800s is where they're dated to. And at the same site where these buttons were found, I have a coin here somewhere. I'll have to find that. It's a large cent, but it's been all scratched to pieces. Someone scarred it all up with something. And the large cent, I couldn't find a date on it, but I knew it was old. It was 1800 and something. I know it. I said the first part of the date was 18 something, but I couldn't get the last part of the date. But so I know that site that I was digging in these buttons in is an early site. But that's all I found was these buttons and that coin. I didn't find anything else old in that area. Now, these buttons I don't know anything about. I know this has got a US Eagle on it. This one's got a US Eagle on it. This has got a US Eagle on it. This has got a US Eagle on it. That's got a star. I don't know what the star has to do with it. This has got a US Eagle on it. And a US Eagle means United States military. So them all come off of a military uniform. So, and this is a plastic button that was dug up in the ground alongside something metal. So that's all the buttons that I have. Okay, these are all the buckles that I have. I don't know much about them, but I know that they're old. That's all I know. That's a small little buckle. This is the next one. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about them. These are all pieces of the locks. Some of these are really old. This one says Yale. I believe this one's really old. This one also says Yale. I don't know if that's the back to it. I think it is. It's kind of round though. Maybe it's not. It's not. I believe these two go together. Yeah, that's the back, I believe, to this one. Or maybe, I don't know. And there's another one. I don't know what this one says. These were all found all over the place. Nephis Ultra. Nephis Ultra or something like that. And this says can't see what it says. Alright, here's the keys. Just regular old keys. These are. This I don't know about. This is a skeleton key, but I'm guessing it's to a jukebox or something, like a music box or something. For like jewelry box, music box. These are just regular old everyday keys. And that's all. Okay, here's the spoons and, well, basically a butter knife, sort of silverware. And the pieces of spoons. Okay, we got the big spoons, some little spoons, the butter knife, the newer spoon, these are all tarnished up. I don't know really how old these are, but I'd say they're aged pretty well. I'd say them are pretty old. I don't know what they're made out of. They couldn't have ate with copper back then, so I don't know what that is. But you can see right there, that's not regular silvery colored, so I don't know what that is. It ain't bronze either, so I don't know. These are my miner's tags. There's 97 and 4/2. I'm always talking about them, so I figured I'd show them. My different harmonica reeds I've found. Some of them's in pieces. That's a whole one. That's a whole one. some recent toy cars. This would have went on a leather bag. There would have been a piece that went in here and come out and stopped the end of this up. And the leather bag would have been full of BBs. And they would have had a trigger on here. And they would have pulled on here, and then the stopper would have, when they pulled up on here, the stopper would have came down like this and opened the end up, and their little BBs would have came out and filled up their shotgun for this would have been for a muzzle-loaded shotgun. The leather bag would have been back here. I found this just this tip. The piece here is going the trigger that let the BBs out. This here, I did some research on it, is a they give us as a reward for a soldier. I'd like to find out who the soldier is and give this back to him. This is a reward for a soldier who passes a paratroopers class. I'd like to find out who the soldier is. I know the house where I found this. So I'd like to find out who the soldier is, if he's still alive, and give us back to him. Whoever passed the paratroopers class. And that's what this is. When you pass the paratroopers class in the military, you get this as a reward. And this here has got an R in the middle of it. So I believe this might be a railroad token. I'm not 100% sure. This is a tractor valve for a tire. Okay, these are old lipstick tubes. I found them down at an old place, same place I found some of the World War II buttons. I don't know if this has the same. I don't know if it has any ties with that, but it could be the same error. But I don't know. These are old lipstick tubes, so I know they're old. This one still opens. Still got some of the lipstick in it. You can still smell the lipstick. And this here is the cap that went on one of the lipsticks. This is a little makeup compact case. This is old. Little brass case. I won't open it because it'll probably break. This is one of the points to a Model T car. There were several of them that were mounted on a wooden block. This is a thimble. This is the nut that's screwed down on a lantern on the top, and I believe that it hung from the top of that. A little dog cookie cutter. A little flower pen. Play money. It's aluminum. Two cradle bells. There's number 1. There's number 2. Gas light valves. A Tootsie car. Another Tootsie car. I believe this is a Tootsie car also. Some kind of real heavy, it's not lead, but real heavy little baby with no feet. It's not lead, but man, is it ever heavy. Some kind of big brass compact for women. It's all mashed on the bottom. Fancy emblem for a dresser. The top to a compact. I believe that was part of a compact. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.